6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this look ahead. I know it's a bit early doing it on a Thursday, but unfortunately, just with the way shifts land, that's what we're going to have to do. I was expecting Ian and John, or at least Ian, but it seems I've been left hanging. One of those things. We'll go through the comments first of all. Ches is in the house early as always. Keep comments respectful. No all caps, duplicate. Super chats available in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you want to join, it's 99p or upwards. It's up to you how much you want to pay, and you get put into a prize draw to win an amazing $40 gift card, and other prizes we'll be offering in the future as well. We will come on to that topic. No more players wanting to leave to get in the national squad, Townsend. Evening all from Leslie. Gary's in the house as always. Great to see you, mate. Caitlin and Nick, not seen you for a while. I hope you're well. Daniel's in the house as well. Even Daniel, hope you're well. So we're going to try and go through as much as I can. I was expecting him to be here, but he seems to have misplaced his phone, probably. Maybe the missus is getting at him. The first thing to say is obviously a massive congratulations to the Freeman Hospital opening up a wing, which Eddie Howe and Mad Dog had the pleasure of doing. It was a fantastic sight to see them cutting a ribbon for something. Really, really pleased that, you know, it just shows you how good Eddie Howe is as a manager, as a person. He knows the area, he understands the area, understands us as fans. It's absolutely fantastic. So that is an amazing achievement for the hospital and also for getting those guys on. We've got a very looking smart John in the background there. How are we doing?
Smart. How are you?
I think it's the lumberjack shirt, mate.
It's gotten a little cool and it's been too hot this year. Yeah, so how are you guys?
Good. Legged at home.
I got busy and I wasn't Oh yeah, I was Ian was on. But this might get me warmed up because this weekend we might do a Banter Boys, Barcode Banter Boys thing episode. So we'll see. Maybe Sunday.
I hope so. I'll be at work watching it. I'll be looking forward to that. Keep me going through the night while I'm doing my last night shift, and hopefully you'll be talking about a win.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah,
it's going to bother me to face Elliott Anderson and Chris Wood, you know, just seeing them. I hope they don't have success. But, you know, since
good. Sorry, John, you're breaking up a bit.
Oh,
froze. Connection problems. You got bad weather there? There's always something, isn't there? There's always a hiccup somewhere. We'll have to just remove him and then see if he gets back in a bit. Must have bad weather. They do have hurricane season. Oh, is that better? Are you back now, John?
I think I'm back. I'm just reading why the error may have occurred. But yeah, it looks like I'm good. I was just looking into notes. It says, here's why you might have lost, you know. Anyway, if I'm good, I'm good.
You sound much better now. You sound like you're in sync as well, which is good. Cheds, my last night shift's on Sunday night. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when I'm going to be doing my night shifts. There'll be no watch along, I'm afraid, because at 2 p.m. start. And if I'm finishing at 7 o'clock in the morning and getting I ain't going to be camera lookable. It's not going to happen. But you mentioned Chris Wood, you mentioned Elliott Anderson, which brings us on to our first topic tonight.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. I'm not looking forward to there's three players. There's Matt Sells as well, who's in goal for Nottingham Forest. Everyone forgot about him, Matt Sells.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we signed him and everyone was like, he's crap. Why have we got him? He's gone to Nottingham Forest and he's been brilliant, just like Anderson and just like Chris Wood.
The whole team looks really good right now, and it's kind of interesting. I like to see a team, climb the ladder, especially to challenge the top six. Anytime that happens, I'm happy. But this weekend, I will not be happy unless we win. And those guys, I still like them both. But yeah, I hope that we play them and we have so much confidence, because it's like, you guys didn't always used to start, so now here's our first team out there. Even though you're having a good season, we're going to give you a hard time. In the comments, I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm not going to get on the comments because I keep having trouble with the link and everything, but I do want to say hello. Caitlin and Nick and Shay and who else? Gary. I love you.
Mogul, Gary's in the house. Leslie, obviously, on the modern duties with Chairs and everybody else. And it's nice to see Blade. I've not seen or heard from Blade for ages. I hope you're well, mate. But,
yeah,
Chris Wood's obviously
he keeps me smiling.
He does, yeah. He's a good lad. But Wood is obviously on fire at the moment. 5 goals in the last 4 games, 8 out of 10 in the season so far. There's only Erling Haaland who scored more goals than Chris Wood in the Premier League, which just shows you how well he's doing.
Yeah.
He's in the twilight of his career now. He's 32. He came to Newcastle and he got a lot of stick, didn't he? Because
he sure did. And he must be getting some really good crosses now, and he's a big guy, so he's shooting them in. But yeah, it seems like when we get golden opportunities for him, he would miss it. Or somebody would come in and at the last second block it. But
Sheffield Wednesday rings a bell. Was that the FA Cup game when we put him through 1-on-1 with the keeper and he blazed it over the bar? I couldn't believe he missed.
Yeah. He had some poor luck with us, but I always rooted for him when he was out there. Yeah,
I mean we all did, and let's face it, he came at a time where we were desperate for a focal point.
I was just going to say Wilson, that we really needed it. We needed it.
Wilson was always injured. He came into the side, it weakened Burnley, who were a team that down at the bottom with us. So, I mean, he did a job for us. Yes, he wasn't the best goal scorer, and we didn't really play to his strengths. This is what I try to keep telling everyone. Chris Wood will score goals if he played to his strengths. The football we were playing wasn't particularly to his strength, which is tippy-tappy around the box and things like that. He likes the balls that Gordon put in for Isaac at the weekend. He wants to be attacking those kind of crosses all the time. Even Levy, I hope you're okay, mate. Thanks for joining the chat. So, I mean, even apparently Eddie Howe didn't want to sell them in the January window, but the club again obviously forced the hand and said, right, we're selling them because we're getting this kind of money for them, which we needed to because of PSR. And it's the same story with Elliott Anderson, isn't it?
Yeah, that's funny that you say that. Eddie didn't want to sell him. I've heard that so many times.
Exactly.
Eddie falls in love with his guys. Doesn't he? He falls in love with his guys, and it would be hard not to. If you're the coach, he's like the father over the sons, and he does a lot to work with each individual player and pull out their best. So when they say they don't want to let go of him, I understand it when it comes from Eddie. I understand it 100%.
Amazing, Levy. Thank you very much for that comment, and thanks for joining in the chat this time rather than just sitting in the background. It's nice when people join in.
Welcome.
I think that's what a lot of people forget of how good Eddie Howe is, because it's not just about the weekend. It's not just about game day.
Yeah,
he loves knowing his players, getting to know them, treating them as a family. And people forget this. They forget the personal side that he does, because he sits them down. He wants to know exactly how they tick. He wants to know the kids' names, the partners' names, the families' names. He memorizes all this stuff. and he wants to know what their goals are in life, not just in football, but in personal life as well. And this is why Eddie Howe gets attached to players. And they say it's favourites. It's like, it's not. It's who Eddie is as a person.
And it takes a long time to get to that point. So when you just take out player A, who's let's say he's rated at a certain level, you got another player who's coming in at another at the same level, maybe even a little higher, but costs more, and he wants to hang on because he's already developed a rapport with that person. He's already got them to perform at their best. So I completely understand it. And I don't think I've ever seen a guy as dedicated and as hardworking a manager as Eddie in all the sports I watch. I watch a ton of sports over here in the U.S., and he's fantastic. He dedicates his time, and he's not that open and demonstrative on the field because he's strategizing the whole time. And then the way he does press conferences, there again, you see how professional he is and how he represents the city of Newcastle and the Newcastle United Football Club. He's outstanding. I can't say enough about him.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree. Right, Sean Longstaff, the next topic. Oh no, let's talk about Elliott Anderson very quickly, because we kind of just scaved over him, haven't we? Eddie Howe again didn't want to sell Elliott Anderson. He got stuck. Do you know what I mean? He literally got put in a situation where you're going to have to sell Minter, you're going to have to sell Anderson. PSR, we're doing it this way. We're going to sign their goalkeeper to help them out with PSR. You've got no say in it. And Elliott Anderson is reaping the rewards playing week in, week out, isn't he? Yeah. Because he is looking fantastic for Forest. He's showing the potential that he had now, which we all saw. And we were devastated that Anderson left. Yeah. Again, probably wouldn't be a first teamer for us, but he would have been a great squad player to have. But I personally think the move has probably worked out better than he expected. And I think it was probably the right thing for him to move on now.
It was, but it was painful. Like you just said, Eddie had worked with him and gotten him to a certain point where he trusted the system, and we trusted him when he was out on the pitch. So just to see him blend with the team, he was doing outstanding work. He had some really good games. He almost got a goal or two here and there.
Should have.
He played really well for us. And again, when you're developing players and you're the coach, you don't want to have somebody ripped out of your arms when you're 80% there and you've gotten them to do so much. It really hurt to lose those two guys. These were two people we were bringing along. And Minte, I was really looking forward to seeing him out on the pitch this year. And we could have thrown him out there when Isak and Wilson were both hurt. Put him in the mix up front, whether he's on the side or in the center, or you move Gordon to center. I don't know, but it hurt to see two of our up and coming players go, and especially for Elliott's sake, a guy from the Northeast. You don't want to let go of those guys because they know they blood, sweat, and tears for that team all the time.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's sad, but again, if you look at his career now and the way that he's going, I think it's a great move for him because he's playing week in, week out now, and that's something Eddie couldn't offer him, especially with the players we've got. But I mean, let's face it, we got a lot of money for both of them. When you look at it, it worked out well for both parties, I think. But it's, again, like you say, it's a shame. Sean Longstaff's been in the news. I don't know if you've seen the Mark Douglas tweet in the thing, and he opens up. And the one line that really got me, and I was just like, do you know what it is? This is so true. Why his critics don't understand the way the team plays. Now, I've still got people who don't like Sean Longstaff trying to tell me he's crap, he's not good enough for the team, blah, 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 blah. I always said that Sean Longstaff is a very important squad player. I'm not saying he's the perfect person to play week in, week out. I think he's a horses for courses kind of player. You're playing against an Arsenal, you need someone who's going to defend and be in the faces all the time and the defend and the high press. Sean Longstaff's your man. When we're playing, say, a Brentford at home, a Palace at home. No offense to those teams, but I'm just thinking of lower teams down near the bottom. In Ipswich, you want Tonali playing because Tonali is a better ball player. He's quicker. We're going to have more possession. So Sean Longstaff, that's his weakness is the ball playing side of things, where Tonali is far superior to him, and that's when you want Tonali playing. So I think a lot of fans don't realise how important Sean Longstaff is to the team sometimes, and it's shown in the last few games. I think he's only lost once this season.
His record
lost without him.
His record speaks for itself, and he was overworked last year. I felt really bad because one day I was a little critical of him fussing at the referee, and what was coming out was just his sheer frustration at the way the season was going last year, and the fact that he had to play massive amounts through an injury himself. He was we can't do anything else. Get out there, Sean. But he has been a really big player for us in a lot of ways. And again, another guy from the Northeast will give his heart and soul for this team. So yeah, you got to give him credit. Now we're fully healthy almost, and he's playing his part and doing it well. Last week was great.
Yeah, that was something we broke on the channel, was about Sean Longstaff playing with a broken toe or a broken foot, taking injections. And again, he was asked a lot of last season, wasn't he? Because of all the injuries. Him and Miley and Bruno were ever present in that team, playing week in, week out, probably 2 games a week at times. And it took its toll, didn't it? Oh,
it was terrible. And we didn't always find out until later that he was taking injections before every game. And you can't ask anything more than what he's given, based on what the team needs and his role. He's doing it all. So
I'm a big fan of him. I really am, and I just feel bad the amount of stick that he takes, and he has took it to heart at times. But now I think he's starting to realise he just needs to listen to what the manager says, what his teammates say. Forget about what happens online.
And the team has done that too. I don't know if you picked up on it, Baz. They've had discussions amongst themselves and said, we got to ignore that stuff. We're young and we get involved in social media, but we got to step away from it. What matters is how we care about each other on this team. And let me tell you, they've come together in the last few weeks. It's been great to see. I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah. I can't wait for Sunday. I really can't. It's match day. It's the last one before the international break. Again, that brings us nicely to our next topic. John, hey, you're on fire tonight, setting me up here. Lewis Hall getting a call up. Now, I put online saying that Lewis Hall could be England's next Ashley Cole, right? And everyone's jumped on it saying, well, he's not as good as Ashley Cole. It's not what I meant. I meant he could be the next Ashley Cole and how long he stays as the left back position.
Yeah.
So he's only 20. If he nails it down, he could be there for the next 10 to 12 years because there's nobody there competing with him. Yeah. And he deserves this call up, doesn't he, on these performances recently?
Oh, he's been terrific. He has been outstanding. Yes. Get him in there.
Well, he's definitely in there. He's in the squad.
I know. It's exciting.
There's also Anthony Gordon's been called up as well, which is great to see, but no Nick Pope in the England squad.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I want Nick to rest up, and I just don't want anything to happen to either our 2 guys, Gordon or what's his name? Talk on it. You can tell I'm getting old.
That actually brings us on to the next one. Don't forget, Wolves doing a charity match for dementia.
I need to. I already contributed.
Brilliant!
I almost forgot that.
So everyone, don't forget. A week on Saturday, I'm going to be playing in a 6-a-side game on the bench, most of it because I'm knackered. But Wolf is it's his last dance. He's never doing it. He's not doing any more charity stuff for a while. Maybe till he's older. I might be able to persuade him to do a couple of things. He's hopefully coming to our night in January. But next Saturday, it's all about Dementia Matters. So please, please donate. Go to Wolves Bruno's Magic Hat page and donate as much as you can to that.
Yeah, Baz, you better stay away from Wilf. I told him to give you an elbow every time he gets close to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm scared. I do. Mogul thinks you're talking about Isaac. You want him to come back safe.
No, I was trying to remember Lewis Hall again, but
Lewis Hall again.
Yeah. I was
just
saying,
so pleased for him.
Don't want those guys to get injured. Hall or Gordon. I love that we contribute to the national team, but I want people to stay healthy.
Yeah, of course. But it means that we're going in a foot in the right direction, because previously we had maybe one or two going off to international duty. It was Miggy and Shaw. Everybody else was sitting at home. We now have people going off left, right, and centre. And that just shows the team's performing, the players are performing, and we're also got better quality players in our side. Here's a question for me.
Blade is right. Isak and Target are in their squads, right?
No, Target's not. But Isaac is. Kraft will be.
Kraft.
Who else will be? Miggy will be in the squad. Bruno, Joe Linton.
Yeah.
Tonali.
Yeah, we got a ton of
few.
Yeah.
And all the Greek goalkeeper who sits on the bench that we signed from Forest, he'll be in it. Or Odisio, or whatever you pronounce his name.
Yeah, that's what I call him, the Greek goaltender.
Yeah, exactly. Newcastle question to you, John. Is there any decent Yanks coming through?
Jeez. No. I mean, not comparatively. And you know what? I don't keep up with it. My team is Newcastle, and
this is it.
Towards the, I'll watch the national team every so often, but I don't really follow it.
International football is not for me either.
You'd have to ask Dan, super fan Dan, because he is a sponge for knowledge and history of football, and he knows the landscape over here in the American market.
Ooh. We'll definitely will ask him next time. Did your wife get to a destination safely, John?
She did. She navigated around the tornadoes. A 3-hour journey turned into a 6-hour journey, but she got down to Dallas, Texas safely. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
That's mental. We are glad. Another Yedlin would be nice, wouldn't it? He was rapid. So looking ahead to the game on Sunday, there's a few stats which not surprising, to be fair. Obviously, Forest are third in the Premier League. We're 11th. But again, we're only 3 points off fourth, which is crazy. All it takes is 3-4 games on the bounce you win. You're going to be flying into that top four. But because we're playing Forest and who are in such good form, the percentage, it's very even. 35% of people say Forest are going to win, 28% are drawn, 37% Newcastle. So
wow,
that is crazy. Head-to-head record looks really good for Newcastle. So this is home and away. We've obviously beat them 4 times, and they beat us once in the last 5 games, no draws. Forest's recent form looks really good. They've got 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. Our recent form isn't so good. We've got 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. But obviously, we're coming off the back of a fantastic result against Chelsea on the Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup, beating Arsenal 1-0 at St James's Park as well. And let's face it, I mean, we got beat off Chelsea in the Premier League. We got beat off Brighton. They're no mugs. They're
they're good
teams in the Premier League. So you can, it's one of those things.
You look at that. You look at that table. I don't know if you got it in front of you, but I'm staring at it right now. If you look at where we are, we have got 15 points. Okay, 4 above us is Nottingham Forest. They're at 19 points. Okay, 4 below us is West Ham at 11, and in between a bunch of teams that. You're talking about us going up the table real quickly if we get a couple of wins. It's the same for them. I mean, Brentford is right on our butt. Man United's got 12 points, West Ham 11. I kind of draw the line there because below them is Leicester City, Everton, Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Southampton, but it's really tight. There's a lot of really firm. I mean, they're good teams this year, and it's all going to come down to the bounce of the ball, injuries, and how competitive we stay by being aggressive. I still love our chances, but it's a really tight table after 10 games.
Oh, it's crazy tight. I mean, I've never seen a table that tight before after 10 games, to be honest with you. You only see it all like molding out into certain areas, but you've got teams punching above the weight. You've got teams that you thought were going to do better and near the bottom of the table. It really is one of those seasons so far where anything could happen. Looking for a good win on Sunday, especially as I'm stuck at I'm kind of on night shift. So only blip is our away form, Chelsea, but it's a good place to start changing it. I mean, we have good look at Forest, which we'll come to a little bit later on. Injuries and suspensions, Forest have only got 2. They've got Sangera and Danio out. We've got Wilson, Jacob Murphy, Kieran Trippier, Sven Botman, Jamal Lascelles. I didn't know Murphy was injured. He's pulled his hamstring. So that's very interesting.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Nottingham Forest have won just one of their 12 Premier League games against Newcastle. So we have it's a team that we normally do very, very well against. We've drawn 3, lost 8. And obviously beat us at St James's Park last season when Chris Wood decided to turn into Messi and score a hat-trick.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Which really hurt. It was.
Yeah.
Against no side of Newcastle played more Premier League away games without ever losing than Nottingham Forest. So we played 6, we've drawn 3, won 3. The last top flight defeat at the City Ground was in May 1987. That doesn't sound right. Oh, no, it was 1-1 draw when we haven't lost at the City Ground since May 1987.
Wow.
Which is crazy. But
well, they weren't in the league a lot of years too, right?
Yeah, but they were in the league a lot when we first came into it.
Yeah,
back in the 90s, and I remember them screwing us out of winning the Premier League and Blackburn. This is the first time Nottingham Forest are facing Newcastle in a top flight match while above them in the table since March 1989. So Forest have never been above us when they played us at the same time, which is crazy. Liverpool have conceded fewer goals than Nottingham Forest. 7 are the only team. So Forest have got a very good defensive record at the moment as well. The referees, Anthony Taylor. So I don't know if that's a good one or not. His stats so far as a referee: 218 yellow cards, 9 red cards. 50 games in all competitions in 2023-24, that was. I don't really know too much about the referees, to be fair. Nuno Espirito Santo will return from his touchline ban. Obviously, he had a 3-match suspension to be back on the touchline again, which is interesting because I forgot about that. But let's have a little look at what we think that. I mean, the teams are going to be, I think, almost pick itself. We'll just quickly go through this. With Ian Warren. Yeah, Ian Warren. Was it Ian Warren? I thought it was Ian Warren? I thought it was Steve Stone. I thought Steve Stone scored the equaliser. I can't remember now. It was a long, long time ago. And it was that
somebody said
idiot who scored 2 for Blackburn, which really hurt me. This is what.
Go ahead.
Go on, John. I think this is how we're going to line up. I think it will be unchanged. I think Tonali sits out because we're playing away from home, and I think Longstaff, again, horses for courses. I think this is a game that Longstaff will do well in. Willock has been superb. Willock might be the only one who might rest, depending on how his fitness is, because obviously he's come back from a very long time out being injured. But I don't want to see him dropped unless it's because of a fitness thing, and then Tonali comes in for him. J7 deserves to play on the left wing because he's been fantastic, so Barnes will have to wait for his turn. And I think Gordon obviously has to play on the right wing. The only one that I would maybe change, actually no, I wouldn't, because of Chris Wood. See, normally I would say I would like to see Kelly in that left centre-back instead of Byrne for his pace, but we're playing up against Chris Wood. So Dan Burn's going to be marking Chris Wood a lot of this game, and that is going to be a big battle, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure will. Big guys, both of them. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch that.
I mean, is there any changes you think we might make? I mean, I honestly think he goes unchanged.
I want to see Tonali at some point. Definitely want to see him in there again. But, you know, it depends on how the midfield performs and who comes out. If Willock came out, I mean, just because we're trying to rest him a little bit, or maybe is knocked up, would you put him in there?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think he has.
Again, it just all depends how Willock's come out of the games. Obviously, he played on the Wednesday night against Chelsea as well. Then he played against Arsenal. He played a lot of the Arsenal game.
I think he has the ball skills to work with Joe Linton. It's just that they haven't ever done that. I don't recall. But I like him on the pitch. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. But again, isn't it nice to have options, and isn't it nice being able to talk about options?
Terrific. It's terrific. I don't miss that when we were struggling with all the injuries and everything.
Exactly. But I do feel sorry for Tonali, because I don't think Tonali has played badly. I think
No, he hasn't
in some of the games, especially against Brighton.
Yeah.
But I just think when Sean Longstaff came in, it just gave us a bit more control in that midfield. And I think that's what he'll bring against Forest, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we will go unchanged. I think like I say, it all depends on what we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We obviously, Eddie Howe does his press conference tomorrow, so it's very hard for us to second guess him. So I think that's how he'll line up, to be honest with you. Don't forget, guys, hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the chat. Don't forget there is a membership option, and like I say, you get put into a prize draw, which you can win a $40 gift card to Diacro, which I do need to do another draw for because the winner hasn't claimed his prize. The link is in the description. 20% off using code BAZ20 to buy anything if you ever want to. And this ends on Monday night. Now, this is an unbelievable prize. It's an Isaac signed LED framed shirt. You could also win a Tino Livramento shirt or a Gordon shirt. You've just got to buy a ticket from Football Prizes. They're an amazing company. Link is in the description. So please buy some tickets and good luck. And I hope someone wins that watches the channel. I know some people have won stuff. We've been lucky enough to win something, which we're going to be raffling off on a prize when we do our live show on the 16th of January. I've almost got everything confirmed. I do believe doors are going to open at 7 o'clock. And then we're going to have a cracking night with Luke Edwards as a guest. And he's going to talk about the January transfer window. And of course, you get a chance to meet John and Superfan Dan and get your picture taken with them.
Oh, no, we get a chance to meet you. That's what we like. We like
other way around, John.
No. We like meeting as many Geordies as we can.
I love it. But if you do want tickets, all you've got to do is email Superfan Dan. He's in control of that. £10 per person, and it's going to be an unbelievable night. And the cause is Stanley Deaf Club and NUFC Food Bank. They're going to receive all of the proceeds, so I'm really looking forward to that. Right, let's have a little look at Forest's team. As we mentioned, there's 3 ex-Newcastle players in this team. There's Matt Sells in goal, Chris Wood up front, and according to this, Anderson isn't playing. I wonder if there's something potentially wrong with him. But this is how SofaScore have set them up. So we always use SofaScore for the opposition because we don't have a Forest guest. But there's some dangerous players in that team, isn't there, John? Hudson-Odoi on the left. You've got Alanga on the right, who we were heavily linked with. Morgan's Gibbs-White, who we were heavily linked with in the number 10 role.
Yeah.
We've got to be careful, haven't we?
Oh, well, heck yeah. I mean, you know, even if you didn't know the names, you see where they are on the table. It's like, whoa, they're a force to be dealt with this year. So, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, though, that we have a lot of confidence right now. And you know how it is when a big team plays a team that's not as good. There's that same mentality, I believe, with us when we face Nottingham Forest. They are good, but it's just a matter of, you know what, we got the edge on these guys. Let's just go put them away. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing that formation 4-2-3-1, which a lot of teams play. Obviously, we stick with a 4-3-3, but do mold the formation through the game. Eddie Howe makes little tweaks to it.
Yeah.
But we've really got to impose our game on them, haven't we? I mean, we have done that the last few times we've played against them. You know, we did go 1-0 down when we beat them 2-1 the last time when Isaac scored 2, I believe. He scored the penalty as well, didn't he? To win the game. It's a tough place to go to, but we have got the edge on them, to be fair, very recently. So it's good. Oh, Man United are drawn 0-0. Isn't that Panathinaikos' new name or something like that? I think so. Nevertheless, I probably missed a comment while you knew it. Oh, jeez.
I told you, he makes
he does. The main danger for us to watch out for is definitely Morgan Gibbs-White, because he's playing in that number 10 role, and if he gets in those pockets of spaces that we do leave sometimes in between the midfield and the defence, he could really hurt us. I think he's the big danger.
You think Eddie's going to make an adjustment when they have the ball down there and put somebody else back? Like we had a 5.
Well, I think that's why Sean will play. I think he'll be the man who has to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love watching his adjustments in the game. You mentioned, I love that. I mean, it's like, wow, we're still stopping them. You know, they figured us out, but we now figured them out. You know, so I love it.
Yeah, I mean, who was it again? Was it? I think it might be in the Brighton game. Brighton figured us out very quickly. Well, I say very quickly at half time, because I remember we were going down the left, we were hammering them in the game. And then in the second half, we came out and they showed up that space, and we hardly ever got round them again. So, you know, other managers do it to us as well, as much as we do it to them, and it is very interesting to see that. So
that's what the manager's job is, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just work with the players and do the press conferences. You got, for 2 hours you're working in game, trying to get the win. Yeah, they're going to make adjustments. We are too. I like Eddie.
God, all the Eddie Howe stuff really does my head in. I don't know where it comes from. I really don't. I'm just trying to see what other topics we've missed.
Well, I like this comment down here. I like this one comment because it made me laugh. The last comment, throw it up there. That cracked me up.
He did.
Guys being interviewed.
Wow, Chelsea winning 6-0.
Guys being interviewed, and he goes, "That's the kind of game that babies are made right after the game."
Yeah. Well, he was sitting there watching the Man United Chelsea game, wasn't he? And I think he was very unimpressed. And then when he got the the Fulham and Brentford game, obviously Fulham scored 2 in the 90th minute to win the game after being 1-0 down. It was it is one of those games.
Yeah, that's the magic of winning late. It's euphoria. It's like you've worried and fretted for so long, and then, oh my gosh, we pulled it out. Oh my God, we got three points.
It's like you in the Leicester game. It's the one that you keep on going back to, isn't it?
It was great. It was terrific. and I love that the guy left the game right before the header. It was like, how could you do that?
To be fair, I've been guilty of doing that, unfortunately. The worst one I did was when we beat Norwich 4-3 at St James's Park, and I left when we were 3-2 down in the 90th minute because I had to go and catch my train.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why. And I literally got to Chinatown, heard the row, it's 3-3. Literally walked down the street another 30 seconds, hear the row again, and we won the game 4-3, and I've missed it all. It happens, John. It happens. That's what we will get paid for, Les.
Well, for me, who spend a lot of money to get over there, it never happens because I'm not leaving early. I may kick my TV when I'm over here, but I'm not going to walk out of the match early after spending all the money to get there.
You can never leave early, John. You're not allowed. You've got too much time on your hands anyway.
Yeah, I do.
Someone has to want to buy though. True. Amaron is a good manager, but he's no Gandalf. I like it. I like it. He's no magician. He's definitely no magician. Right, guys, let's get your predictions in. We're near the end of the show. Unless you've got any questions you want to ask myself or John, you're more than happy to fire them up. But we're going to talk about how the game is going to pan out. Do you see it being an open game, or do you see it being a tight game?
I wouldn't be surprised either way, really. But I think it'll be kind of more open. And I'm not sure even which would favor us. But I don't know. You go ahead.
It is a tough one to call because, like I say, it's very tight. We've not been great away from home, so it depends if we're going to try and impose our game and play possession football, or are we going to try and hit them on the break?
Yeah.
And if we hit them on the break, I think it will be a low-scoring game. If we try and play the possession-based football, which we have done, I think it will be an open game. So I think we've got to be very careful because these are they're a very dangerous team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And for that
that's
reason,
what worries me.
For that reason, we might want to play possession. But
well, you got to, like I say, if you play possession, we open ourselves up.
Oh no!
They'll be hitting us on the break. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of with Fergus. I think we're going to win 2-1. I think it's going to be tight, but I think we'll pull it out. And if it doesn't happen that way, I think the potential to still get a draw is there. So I'm going to keep positive 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, last season it was a very open game. It finished 3-2 to us. We beat them, with a Bruno winner. The year before that, we beat them 2-1, and that's when Isak scored the double. And then the year before that, we beat them 2-1, and then 1996 is when you go back to when we last. That was 1999. That one when we beat them 2-1. Obviously, they've been out of the league for a while, but it used to be tight games: 0-0, 1-1, 0-0. But most recently, there seems to be 3 to 5 goals in the game. So I don't think we could. I don't think we should play open football though. I don't think, because I think Forest are a lot better than what they were the last 2 years.
Yeah, and the more recent history is more relevant than
of course
what happened in '99 or whatever. But yeah, I think it'll be close. I think we can come away with a win. We can come away with a good result. It's just, okay, are we doing okay after the international break? Are we doing, not the international, having the guys.
We've got a nice break coming up, haven't we? Because this is the last game before the international break. So they're off to, I think they're off to Dubai again.
Yeah, wear them out.
Yeah, they're off somewhere for obviously the ones who aren't on an international duty, of course. They're off for some warm weather training.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So Newcastle United will head to Red Air next week after their match against Nottingham Forest, with an exception of the international players, of course. As a team, we'll use Al Nasser Al Ula Park Stadium as a training camp. The camp will not include any friendly matches and will last for a week. So they're going over there for a nice break. Warm weather training is perfect for the body. It's what they need.
Well, let's leave it all.
It's not even that cold.
Let's leave it all on the pitch this weekend. Let's get 3 points and really have a good break over there. Relaxing team bonding break.
Yeah, that's what they need. 4-1, Caitlin and Nick says. Fergus goes 2-1. Gordon and Bruno with the goals. Bruno's due a goal, isn't he? We'll get 3 points. Did me well last time, so I'll stick. 4-2 to the Toon, says Blade. That's one hell of a game that's going to be on. Nottingham Forest very defensive and could be a draw, but watch their set pieces. Everyone said that about Arsenal in set pieces, didn't they? And then they never really troubled us. It's all about the delivery, I suppose. So we'll have to see. We'd love Gordon to score to do the celebration he promised. Little Ivy. I don't know about that. Yes, he's not done that yet, Les. Scored since, He looked like an idiot, but we know he'll do it. Of course he will. Gordon's a man of his word. Pick your midfield to stop them. Or pack your midfield to stop them, sorry. And we don't do that, though. We play 4-3-3, don't we? So,
Yeah.
But again, Joe Linton drops in, doesn't he? He makes it a 4. Gordon, defensive work was fantastic against Arsenal. So, we need to be same sort of performance again. Les would be mega love how Gordon is with the bands. Oh, he's a dad himself, isn't he?
He's very popular.
Like and subscribe.
He's very popular with the Barnes.
Yeah, stop Chris Wood. And I think that's going to be Dan Burns' main duty. And I think Shaw will try to be picking up the second ball around them.
Yeah,
I think that's how that'll pan out.
I hope Shaw's okay. He looked a little tired that last game.
Yeah, it is one of the ones I took away from the Arsenal game, thinking that first 45 minutes was not like Fabian Shaw.
Yeah, it wasn't.
There are rumours, and I hope they are just rumours, that he might be getting a big money move to Saudi Arabia in January.
Is that
I really do hope it's all. I hope it's rumours. It's just a few whispers that have been branded around.
We'll miss.
I would hate to lose Shaw because we don't have.
And he deserves a big send off if that's the case, because that guy has really served the team well. He has been stellar.
He has. I would hate to lose him.
Yeah, I would too. I want him around when we win a cup.
Yeah.
My thoughts on the retro away. Which one? Which one?
I don't know. I haven't got a picture of it.
Yeah, I wish I had a picture. I'd give you my thoughts.
We controlled Arsenal for better than they did last night. We're damn right we didn't. We were all terrible against Arsenal, but managed to win 1-0. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's rumours, new contract extensions. Yeah, I've heard he's got a contract extension of a year on the table as well, which will be his last year with Newcastle, but potentially the rumours are he might have a very reluctant deal in Saudi Arabia for 2 years. It's not the best standard of football over there. So again, I hope it's rumours. I don't want to lose him in January.
Yeah, it's become a thing that certain players are like interested in. Hey, you know what? I'm getting pretty old now. I should take this offer. I should end up with a lot of money right before I retire. So, it's
you can't blame them.
It's sort of a threat now.
I would hate it, but again, we would get a fee.
Yeah.
And then he get a big deal. It's just we don't have a right-sided centre-back ready to step into his shoes is the problem. We'll have to splash out in January, which, again...
We already have things...
saw what happened in the summer, didn't it?
Yeah, we already have things to buy.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting who we go for. Right, come on, John, what's your prediction? Who's going to score?
I think we'll get him 2-1. I do think Gordon will score, and I do think Isak will score. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'd love to see Joe Linton score.
Yes, he's due a goal as well. To be, his last goal was against Spurs. No, Southampton. First game of the season,
and he's still my favorite player. I mean, I just like him. Just love what he does.
I like him in the left wing position.
I love what he does for the team. He just.
Do I've got a strange feeling we're going to win 2-1. And I think the scorers are going to be Isak and Barnes from the bench.
Barnes from the bench. Well, then that would.
I think he'll grab the winner.
Oh, that'd be good. Well, we haven't seen that in a while because he was on fire there every time he was in. But then they have him coming in off the bench. He's not gotten as much time.
Yeah, it's a shame for him because we're just so stacked on the left wing.
Yeah,
if he just played right wing, it would have helped. Rich wants us to knock Spurs out in the cup. Well, that's going to be difficult because we're playing Brentford. So unless Spurs go through the next round and we go through and we meet each other in the semi-final, or in the final, that's how it will happen.
It's doable. Doable.
It's doable. I believe, is it the 18th? The game's been arranged for? If I can remember rightly.
January? Yeah. Brentford.
No, December. 18th of December, Brentford.
Yeah.
In the cup.
That's right.
So That's when it is. I am going to try and get tickets for that because I am off work.
Well,
so that will be nice.
If I stay around, I could go to that one.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to come home. I was going to come home on the 15th or 16th, but
Right.
because I'm going to be in England, then Ireland, and then flying home. I'd have to move my flight again, but it might be worth it to stick around for that one.
I think so. Cup night under the lights.
Yeah.
I think it will be special.
Yeah, and I try and pack in as many games as I can when I come over, so that would be adding another
It's a bonus one, isn't it? It's a bonus buy for you, that one.
Yeah. I'll be at the Liverpool match, then I'll be in Dublin to watch the game on the weekend following, and then I'd be back to fly home, but I could stay and watch the Brentford match. We'll see.
If I get a ticket, I'll be up there to watch it with you.
Yeah, well, try and get two.
Yeah, I will. But my ballot results aren't very good this season. Zilch.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a cup game. It's a nighttime. It's a midweek game, so
that helps.
Might be more chance of getting a ticket. But I will try my best.
I think that helps.
It does. Right, we both said 2-1. Different scorers, though. It's going to be a very, very interesting game against Forest. We cannot. And again, if we lose, please don't lose your mind. And
That's right.
It's a tough game against Forest. They've beaten some very good teams this season.
Well,
look at what Bournemouth have just done recently.
Hopefully, we win because it'll be 2 weeks before the next game. We'll have that week break in between, and people will just go mental on.
They'll see the league table. They'll be like, "Look, we're sitting in 11th after the international break," and blah 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 blah. Just 11th is just a number at the moment until the league pans out a little bit more. We can even a point at Forest is still a good result,
especially this year.
But we all want 3 points. We all want 3 points. We all want to see us put in a performance, and as long as we give it all, just don't lose your head, guys. Please don't do it.
Yeah,
I've seen enough of that recently on Twitter and all the rubbish that's out there. So please keep it civil. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget there's a membership option. Like I said, there's a $40 gift card that we give away, which I will be doing again very soon. 20% off to all our viewers using code BAZ20. Descriptions in below. Some amazing t-shirts. To do loads of other stuff as well. It's well worth looking at. Football prizes have got an absolute gem of a signed shirt, an Isaac signed shirt, LED light, framed, absolutely amazing. Link is in the description for the tickets. I've won something on the site because they sponsor me, and then I use the money to buy tickets to try and win a prize, and we managed to win one. It took a long time, but we got there. There's other people won stuff from buying tickets on the channel as well. So please consider it. And the final one is, don't forget, tickets are still available for this. We're 50% sold. It's £10 a ticket. Email Superfan Dan. It's going to be at Newcastle Benfield Football Club on the 16th of January. It's right in the middle of a double header. John and Superfan Dan are over for it. We've got Luke Edwards, who's an absolute amazing guest for us. He's literally going to be talking about the January transfer window and all the stuff that he's seen in the media. And we're going to ask him anything we want, and you'll be honest. There'll be no recording, so you've got to be there to hear it all. So please consider purchasing tickets down below. There's the email address going across your screen. £10 per person. All the money is going to the food bank that John loves, and he will be helping out when he's over. And of course, Stanley Deaf Club. So we're hoping to raise as much money as possible, especially the raffle prizes we've got, which are incredible. But thanks for John for jumping on last minute there. It was absolutely amazing for you to do that. Loved it as always. Take care, everyone. We'll be back Monday night for the review. And then I'm actually going to be doing a podcast on Tuesday night but it's not our YouTube channel. It's just someone who does a podcast. I'm going to be doing that on Tuesday. He's got some great questions he's asked me, and I've had to pick a all-time Newcastle 11 from the 1960s to the 2000s, and I've had to pick 2 players from each era.
Oh wow!
Oh God, it was hard work.
I couldn't do that.
It was hard work. Considering I wasn't born till 1981, I've got to pick players from the 60s and 70s. And then what my playlist would be for the 5 songs you walk out to, and
Ah,
it's going to be a good laugh. I'm really looking forward to it on Tuesday. I'll keep you in the loop about that one on Monday, if it's live or whether you've got to wait for it to be released or something like that. And hopefully John and Superfan Dan will be live on Sunday night, hopefully.
yeah, I'm hoping to get a show together. Dan and I did talk last night. It was a good chat. We'll try and do something this weekend.
Fingers crossed. I'll be looking forward to tuning in myself.
Good to
But
talk.
thanks for watching, everyone.
Good to
Been
talk.
brilliant, John, as always.
And good to hear the comments from everybody. I love it.
Yeah. And I think we've just dinted your pocket a little bit more by telling you the Brentford game. But we'll end it on that. Good night, everyone.
All right.